Resurrection Mary is a well-known Chicago area ghost story, or urban legend. According to the story, the ghost resides in Resurrection Cemetery in Justice, Illinois, a few miles southwest of Chicago. Resurrection Mary is considered by many to be Chicago's most famous ghost. Since the 1930s, several men driving northeast along Archer Avenue between the Willowbrook Ballroom and Resurrection Cemetery have reported picking up a young female hitchhiker. This young woman is dressed somewhat formally in a white party dress and is said to have light blonde hair and blue eyes. There are other reports that she wears a thin shawl, dancing shoes, carries a small purse, and is said to be very quiet. As the driver nears Resurrection Cemetery, she disappears into it. Ghost hunter Richard Crowe has collected around 36 substantiated reports of Mary from the 1930s to the present. The legend goes that Mary had spent the evening dancing with a boyfriend at the O. Henry Ballroom. At some point, they got into an argument and Mary stormed out. She left the ballroom and started walking up Archer Avenue. She had not gotten very far when she was struck and killed by a hit-and-run driver, who fled the scene leaving Mary to die. She was laid to rest in Resurrection Cemetery, wearing a beautiful white dancing dress and matching dancing shoes. The hit-and-run driver was never found. One of the earliest reports of Resurrection Mary was from Jerry Paulus, who said that in 1939 he met a person whom he came to believe was Resurrection Mary. They danced and even kissed, and she asked him to drive her home along Archer Avenue, exiting the car and disappearing in front of Resurrection Cemetery. In 1973, Resurrection Mary was said to have shown up at Harlow's nightclub, on Cicero Avenue on Chicago's southwest side. That same year, a cab driver came into Chet's Melody Lounge, across the street from Resurrection Cemetery, to inquire about a young lady who had left without paying her fare. There were said to be sightings in 1976, 1978, 1980, and 1989, which involved cars striking, or nearly striking, a young lady outside Resurrection Cemetery. She disappears, however, by the time the motorist exits the car. Another documented sighting appeared in a January 1979 article in the Suburban Trib. Columnist Bill Geist detailed the story of a cab driver, Ralph, who picked up a young woman near a small shopping center on Archer Avenue. Ralph stated that she was blonde, attractive, and was young enough to be his daughter. Ralph further stated that couple miles up Archer, she said "here" with excitement in her voice, so he hit the brakes. Ralph looked around and did not see a house, so he asked the young lady where. She stuck out her arm and points across the road to Ralph's left and said there. Ralph then looked to left and saw a little shack, and when he turned, she was gone. She had vanished and the car door never opened. The last reported sighting occurred in 1989. It is said that a couple of friends driving along Archer Avenue more likely passed through Mary. They could see her clearly. She had an illumination around her, and her face was a black void. There are two people thought to be Resurrection Mary. The first is Mary Burgevie. She was killed in a car crash in the downtown area of Chicago when she was just 21 years old. However, in life she did not look like the eyewitness descriptions. She has had dark hair, and she died an hour away from Archer Avenue. But she is buried at Resurrection Cemetery. It is believed that her grave may have been desecrated when the cemetery expanded during World War II. The cemetery staff had some graves covered over and not moved to a new section. Mary Burgevie's grave may have been one of the graves left hidden under feet of dirt. Additionally, a groundskeeper reported a young woman's spirit roaming the cemetery in April of 1934, just 1 month after Mary's burial. The second person that may be Mary's true identity is Anna Maria Norquist, who died in a car accident at Harlem Avenue and 66th Street in July of 1927. However, Anna Norkus was just 12 years old when she died, and she is not buried in Resurrection Cemetery. Anna is interred at St. Casimir's Cemetery in the Emd Greenwood neighborhood of Chicago. Witnesses report Mary is a young adult, and it would be odd that a child would manifest as an adult. It would also be odd to haunt a cemetery where you have no connection in life. However, it has been proposed that Anna may have been interred at Resurrection Cemetery due to a gravedigger strike at St. Casimir's Cemetery. Her body may have been left at Resurrection Cemetery, unidentified and in an unmarked grave, after her body and temporary coffin decomposed.